What's up, everybody? This is Rob Shack. So today we're doing the next video in my Gran Turismo 4 walkthrough. This is the race of the Red Emblem Race 3, which is on Fuji Speedway in the 80s, using a Nissan GTR Tokyo Show concept from 2001. It's a good car, honestly. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Help me get to 1,000 subs. We're trying to get there by the end of the year. So thank y'all again for the support. I think only 7% of my viewers are subbed, so let's try to get that into the range that YouTube says is general, which is I think 15 to 20. So let's try to get it up a little bit. Anyway, and so what we do if you're new to the channel is I'm going through Gran Turismo 4. I also play other Gran Turismo games. They're a lot of fun. Check out the channel. So what I'm going to do is keep restarting until I get an 80s and a 70s car in this race because I like having a wide array of GTRs in this race. So we got GT, oh my gosh. Nope, this is all R34s and one 80s guy. Nope, I want some 80s, a 70s maybe, and then we'll see how it goes. But yeah, this game is a lot of fun, honestly. I have a good time playing through it. I've been talking more in these videos, trying to do that more somewhat, and like to mess with the AI a little bit because these are races where I know the GTR R34s and 33s are at a huge advantage. So I like to just kind of, we'll see what happens, but I'll try to keep slower versions of these cars in the back of the pack. So, I don't like this. Again, I just want a 70s one in there and an 80s one as well. Having two R34s in the same race, like, that should not happen. It just should not happen when we have, like, 16 different Skylines in this game. Like, there are so many different GTRs and Skyline GTRs and whatevers. I'm like, there should not be two R34s in this race. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. But, yeah, it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy playing this game. The first race was Twin Ring Motegi, which was an extremely long race. So I was kind of surprised. I'm still going to restart. I'm so tired of multiple R34s in the same race. I want basically one R34 and then doesn't matter what, and then an 80s and then a 70s and then maybe a 90s as well. I don't want two 2000 ones because it's like they're so similar. All the GTR R34s in this game are like the same car essentially. Like they all have different names and you think like, ooh, is it going to be faster? And then they do the same exact lap time or they're off by like 200 milliseconds. So I'm like, it doesn't really do it for me. So again, there's still two. I don't want two R34s, but if it gets down to it, I'm just gonna take one and we'll go with it, and I'll still do what I do where I push off the R34s at the beginning, just to make it more interesting, and then we'll see how it goes. But yeah, no, I am really thankful for everybody who watches these videos. It means a lot. These videos are cool and they're fun to make. And so it really means a lot when people comment and say what they like about games and whatever. It's just cool. All right, this one's a weird one. This is the first time we have a duplicate of, not duplicate, but we have two different 97s in the same race. That's pretty rare. I've had a lot of Skyline GTR 97s, but not a lot of V-Specs. But V-Specs were like the only ones that kept, there was no R33 GTR in GT3. It was only a V-Spec was in GT3. So it's kind of cool that they brought back like the 97 GTR, which is like from the original game. I'm pretty sure that was in Gran Turismo 1. So I'm like, nice, bringing it back. So, all right, I'll take this one. This is an 84, a 97, and a 73 and a 70. So we'll see if they can, how well they can hold that front positions. I'm still going to mess up the R33 and 4 because this is Fuji on the 80s. They're going to be at the hugest advantage ever here. So let's just go ahead and, how do I do this? Okay. No, you stop pushing me, you freaking stupid Skyline from the 70s. What are you doing? All right, I'm going to go right up to him. Just shove this guy. Okay, he ended up messing up the 70s one. So now we're gonna do some damage control here because they're already. So this is what I'm talking about. Like they're so much better than the 80s and 70s versions of this car, especially with top speed in the mix. Like, oh yeah, they're crazy fast compared to everybody else. So let's just shove these people as soon as we can get up to them. Just push you right off the course. Actually, we're all off the road. Okay, this is good. All right, that one is now way in the back. So now we'll let's get you and just kind of knock you right off the road here. Now I'm just gonna okay. So now I'm gonna still want to get that purple car off the road. Excuse me, red guy. Move on out of my way. 80s one. Now we're gonna just catch up to this guy. Actually, let me just see what happens if I boost him. See if I boost him way up and then just throw him way off the road. Let's see what happens here. Oh, this went really, really poorly. Wow. Okay. That went not the way I wanted it to. It's just this R34 is being very, very difficult to ruin here. Here, just go off the road right there. That's fine. Good luck. For good measure, I'll just shove you one more time. And I'm going to do that again. Now that we've had the reset here. Well, 71 did not get past like I wanted him to, so let's just come on up here. My car just lost complete control. That was weird. Get on the road, dummy. Okay, well, it looks like we're just gonna roll in the grass for a while here. Okay. Let's push this 70s one up. Let's see how fast we can make him go. See, let's test his max speed. And shall we? We shall. All right, now I'm done messing with everybody. What I may do is one push on the 80s one because I kind of gave him a big lead. So I'll do one little knockoff right here to him. Just kind of do that. Let's just go right here. You just go right there. There we go. And now we're done as best as we've had some fun here. It was a lot more difficult than I expected, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, that was not what I expected it to be, but it was still a good time. So we'll have to see if that was even worth it, but it's fine. You know, just trying to have fun with it, trying to make it more interesting. The AI in this game are interesting in that they drive their races so cleanly that it's just not very interesting. So it's like getting them all close to each other makes it a little bit more interesting as opposed to just the R34 and 3 just destroying everybody. So somehow that was still my best lap time. Actually, that's not surprising at all. And so now we'll just roll on ahead, try to get an actual good lap in, and then we'll, from there, see what happens. It is interesting to see what they do, what the cars do when they're off the road. They definitely do weird stuff when they're off the road. They just, like, basically beeline it back for they just go head first towards the whatever trail they need to be on, whatever ghost path they want to be on. They're like must get back immediately. So they just like avoid all obstacles. They won't even care. They just run into you and knock you off the road if it means getting back into their place. And they will push back. I noticed how much harder they push back in this race. They really push back hard. So it's actually a very close race between all of them. They're all like right around each other. So we'll see how this ends up going. Should be interesting, maybe. We'll see. But I managed to get in front and actually do a decent lap here. We'll see what my time is. It should be pretty good. It should be a pretty big jump from the lap before, since I actually did this lap fully well as a 124. But yeah, the only reason why I mess with the AI is because they just get in front and then it's not interesting. Like the GTRs are so much faster than anything else. So I'm like, it just gets more interesting when they actually make passes and stuff like that. And he did just pass at the last second. So it ultimately worked out fine for the GTR R34. So it's fine. I mean, again, who knows if that was a good idea or not. They seem like they don't make mistakes on these types of corners. I thought they would. But yeah, what's so funny is how much they like shove. Like, I'm going to help the 70s do well, and he just shoves me off the road or not off the road, but out of his little path that he wants. I'm like, I'm going to help you. So I think that's really funny. So I ended up messing up pretty much everybody in this race, which was hilarious. But in like 2 seconds, of course, I had messed up all the cars I wanted to help out, and that was hilarious and busted. So then I had to make it right again. But yeah, it's just really funny how these games work. But yeah, I was just trying to make it a little bit more interesting, because so commonly in these games, the fastest car just gets in front and then there's nothing that can be done about it. So like having them all be slow here and having the GTR do that classic trademark Gran Turismo thing where they go in reverse for like a half a second and then go forward again. You can't go wrong with that. And then just shoving the GTR Midnight Purple 3 off. Seeing how these 70s ones can't seem to get past him. I mean, they literally just drive a ghost path and then that's it. So like, that's what makes me go like, that's what makes me struggle with the way that GT4 plays, which is why I do stuff like this to mess with it, is because I'm just like, it's not nearly as interesting when the cars just drive perfectly. They just drive the same, look at this. I mean, they're just pushing each other over and over and over again. I'm like, that's not very interesting. Not gonna lie. So yeah, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. So I think we pushed, which one of these two did we see their max speed? I think it was this one. I don't remember. But yeah, so our goal was to just make it more interesting here. 73, one gets passed by the GTR in such a quick amount of time. So like, this is exactly what I was trying to do, was like just make the races a little bit more interesting. So like shoving this guy off here and just kind of seeing what he does. And he does the little brake thing, the little coast, and then I gave him one more hit for good measure, because why not? And then I can't remember which one. I think it was this one, the 2000. It was the 73 one that we boosted, or maybe it was this guy. I can't remember right now. But shoved the GTR off again. But of course, the 73 one slows down so much to be super accommodating to him, because that's just what they do. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I do what I do in these games, and why I mess with the AI in GT4s, because I'm like, they don't mess with it. They don't do anything to mess with themselves, like, at all. They just drive their ghost paths, and it's just fine for them. And I'm like, that is not very interesting to me. But yeah. So Midnight Purple 3 catching up to the 2000 GTR, but then I'm gonna boost him the whole way. Give him a massive boost of speed. He's going very quick. So it looks like his top speed is 155, which is pretty good, honestly. So we come barreling out of the way, slam this guy, just launch him into Nowheresville. But then what's so crazy is he comes freaking back. Like, that's what makes this so. That's why I do what I do here. Is like, I'm no longer messing with these cars anymore. Let's see how perfectly they do all these corners. They probably will do them all really great, and it won't be an issue for anybody. And I'm just like, that's exactly why I do it. Like, their AI pathing is so good, and they're not going fast enough, like, like a roof or something where they can like actually make mistakes. They actually handle themselves very well. And so it's like exciting that they made the AI that much better, but it's also kind of annoying because then the cars don't do anything to pass. Although this GTR is doing a very good job of passing everybody now, which is kind of random because 2 laps ago he wasn't passing anybody, and I shoved him off the road. So whatever. But yeah, it's a good time. So I'll let the rest of the race play out. Thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Peace.